Alright all, and welcome back to another video, and one I'm very excited to be bringing you guys. It is the showcase meeting at Cheltenham today and tomorrow. This video is going to be up probably Friday morning. I'm recording it late Thursday night. It has been a little bit of a rush to get this video together, but it is the start of Cheltenham, you know, and it was something I just couldn't pass up with a video opportunity. As will probably be the case more so this year, I'm going to be developing it a little bit, my overall blog, because I want to get back into writing, which was the initial premise of this, you know, of Blair White's blog, in inverted commas, was to write on my website, and then it evolved into YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. So for your weekend's preview video, you'll be getting a video like this. So if you do enjoy the videos, you enjoy listening, that's for you. But there will also be an accompanied article that you can read with all my selections and the reasonings for. So if you don't have the time, or you don't want to listen and you prefer to read, you will have that option as well. I know I did that for the Horses to Follow video 2 weeks ago, and it went down really well, and a lot of people did check out the written article, which was great to see. There was around 500, 600 views on the written article, which was far more than I could have even thought about. So it shows that there is a little bit of interest there. I want to write. You guys, there does seem to be some of you out there that do want to read rather than listen, maybe, or do both. I don't know what you guys would prefer, but do let me know if you do enjoy those, if you're still enjoying the videos, and of course if you're enjoying the new articles. But the Cheltenham Showcase meeting is what you're really here for, so that was quite a lot of babbling. 3 races from each day, 3 races on the Friday, 3 races on the Saturday, and I've picked out the races that you mightn't potentially be thinking, oh, well, those are the ones he'll preview, because there's a few races in there that are probably the best races on paper, but they're not good betting heats. So I'm thinking about the Novice Chases on both days, actually. The Novice Chase on the Friday, Fussel Raffles, very short favourite. I think Fussel Raffles will win. And the Novice Chase on the Saturday, which is a 4-runner race. It's a bit trappier, a bit more opinion. If I was to be nailed to one, I'd probably go for Pillion. But those aren't the races I didn't think I wanted to preview. I wanted to preview the races that I'd probably be backing horses in. Starting off with the 225 on Friday, which is the 3-mile Novice Chase. And it sees Galvin come over for Gordon Elliott. But he's attacking 3 miles for the first time. And I would have stamina doubts about Galvin. I know a few people don't. But he's been in very good form over in Ireland. There's no getting away from that. He's jumping pretty soundly these days, which is good, because he was a little bit sloppy at times in the Novice Handicap at the festival. But he has been beating trees in Ireland. Let's not get away from it. You know, he's won 3 very, very facile races against pretty easy opposition. And I just think this is a different kettle of fish. And he has to give £8 to a few of these horses. And he's a little bit unknown at the trip. So I'm going to take him on at the prices and oppose him with Ask Dillon for Fergal O'Brien. He's 5-1 best price with William Hill. I think that's a fair enough price. It's probably one I will back just on the nose. It's only a 6-runner race, and 5-1's not a good each-way price either. But I do think this horse has a very good chance. My only thing that would temper your enthusiasm about him is he's gone to Cheltenham twice and has been stuffed twice, once in the Ballymore and once in the Stairs Hurdle last year. Now, the only way I'd counter that argument is the fact that this is actually probably the first race he's run at Cheltenham that he has a chance. You know, he was a long odds in the Ballymore, long odds in at the Stairs Hurdle. I wouldn't really be reading into those races. He's been very steadily progressive as a novice. He beat a horse called Boldmere, who's now being trained by Caroline Bailey, rated 145 over fences, and he was a steadily progressive handicap hurdler last year. He was third, I think. No, sorry, he was his second in the Heroes Handicap at Sandown after being third the time before. So he's running off this, officially off a mark of 141. As I say, he's getting £8 from the favourite in Galvin. And I think if you just brush aside the fact that he's run 2 maybe below par races in 2 pretty hot races at Cheltenham over the last 2 festivals, I think this horse actually has a very decent chance. And if adapting to fences, should go very well. Fergal O'Brien's in very good early season form. The 335 is the 2 mile handicap chase, and Rouge Vif tops the market here, and probably rightly so. But I still have doubts about Rouge Vif at Cheltenham, and I do have doubts about Rouge Vif on kind of steep tracks in general. I think he is a bit of a flat track horse, to be honest. I know some people will say, oh, well, he was third in the Arkle. Yes, he was, but he was beaten 19 lengths in the Arkle. Like, he was beaten a long way. And if Brewing Up a Storm hadn't fallen and stuff like that, would he have come third? Probably not. He would have been fourth or fifth. So it's one I'm going to be just a little bit tempered with. He's running off a 156, I think, which is just a little steep for my eyes. And instead I'll be following in that form line I followed in so effectively last year with On the Slopes in this. He's 11-2 best price. I think that's a fair price as well. Obviously, it's that Trials Day form over 2.5 miles. Simply the Bet's first, Imperial Aura second, and 10 lengths back in third was On the Slopes. Now, since then, he went around Kempton twice, won twice, including the day after the festival where he beat Return Ticket into second. Return Ticket's running actually in the novice chase on Friday. He's won since, and Dr. Sanderson was well beat that day, and he made a winning reappearance the other day as well for the Paul Nicholls team. I think this horse still has a heap of scope for improvement for Chris Gordon. I think he's off a mark of 143 today as you're watching it, and I think he should go very well in this. It is his first start of the season. There are a few race-fit rivals in this, but I'm hoping that he'll be primed and ready to go for a big run. The 5:15 is the conditional jockey's handicap hurdle, and this looks a bit of a minefield, as a few of the races on Saturday are as well. But it's a 5-place race, and I'm going to be taking one at a bigger price. I know Benny's Bridge is the favourite. He holds good form claims, but he's short enough for a race of this nature. And I've sided on a horse called Clemencia for Tim Vaughan. He's 18-1. I think that's actually a pretty good each-way price, really. I think given his source, he's always going to be that slightly bigger price maybe than he deserves to be. He was a decent enough horse for Brendan Duke last year. He won a juvenile hurdle down in Cork, beating Pasley by 15 lengths. He then, because of that, he was kind of handicapped out of things, so therefore he had to go and run in the big races. He came fourth at Leopardstown to Aspire Tower over Christmas, and then fifth in the Grade 1 behind A Wave of the Sea. So they were two alright efforts. He was beaten a long way, though he wasn't up to that level. But he went over to Tim Vaughan then and ran in the Boodles handicap, formerly the Fred Winter. And he was a mad price. He was around 66-1 that day, but he ran very respectively and came fifth. Only beaten, I think, 2 3/4 lengths by Aramax. And there was a few well-touted and probably well-handicapped horse in that race, and he was running off near enough top weight. So I think that was a fair enough performance from Clemencia. That was off a mark of 134. He remains off a mark of 134, but actually Charlie Price takes the ride tomorrow. Tomorrow as I record, today as you're probably watching. So he's running in effect off 131. He's still near enough the top of the weights. But this race isn't probably as hot as the Boodles, and if he's ready to do himself justice, I think this horse could run very well here, I must say. If he doesn't run well here today, I wouldn't be losing hope on him. I do think he's a horse that can probably land a handicap hurdle or two down the line this year, and hopefully he can go and do so tomorrow when we're on at big odds. On Saturday, probably the most intriguing race for me of the whole 2 days was the Masterson Holdings Hurdle. The first race on your card, 2:05, seeing the return of All Mankind. And you'll know from last year that I was a big fan of All Mankind. I backed him in the Triumph. I thought he ran okay in the Triumph. I thought he was a bit flat, though. I don't think he ran... I don't think he actually ran probably to his best. Not maybe that far short, but at the same time, I'm just not sure about it. And as a result, I'd just be a little bit dubious taking 6-4. It just seems a little bit short for a horse like him. And instead, I'll be opposing him with Botox Has. Now, I remember putting up Botox Has for the Triumph Hurdle last year at 33-1 on one of my anti-post videos after he won at Cheltenham at the December meeting. He was obviously second to All Mankind at the November meeting at Cheltenham, but he was a little bit babyish still then, and he jumped very poorly, and he was only beaten a couple of lengths, and then went on to win by 5 lengths, absolutely devouring a field the month after that. We didn't see him after that, which was a shame. I don't think there was anything wrong with him. I think I read reports that they were just really trying to keep this horse away from Goshen, which is fair enough. And this horse was due to run in the Grade 1 Juvenile at Aintree. And to be honest, if that had been run and if he'd come even in the first three, what price would he be? Certainly wouldn't be 7-2 for this race. He'd be a lot shorter. So I'm going to take that chance. He does have a fairly big layoff to overcome, but I thought he was a really promising horse last year. A lot of you guys will know that, considering how highly I held him in regard. And actually, I was holding All Mankind in high regard last year because of Botox Has, because he beat him. So that's where I was coming from. And I'm going to take 7-2. I think it's probably the better value play in my eyes. The 3:15 is the Pertemps Network Handicap Hurdle, a qualifier for the Pertemps final at Cheltenham. Always a tricky race. These types of races, you don't know which horses are there to win and which horses are there, to maybe come third, fourth with bigger targets down the line. One horse that I'm sure will be there to try and run his best is Goodbye Dancer for Fergal O'Brien. He's 20-1. I think it's a massive each way price. He won over course and distance last year off a mark of 124 in the December meeting, and actually went on to run on New Year's Day. And he was challenging Scandyberg very, very well at the last when falling. Now that was off a mark of 134. Since then his form has nosedived though, and he's really disappointed, including 2 runs this season where he hasn't beaten a horse home. But as a result he slipped down to a mark of 126. And I don't know whether it's just one of these horses, a little bit like what Anteros used to be for Sophie Leach, where he'd just see 3-mile handicap hurdles around Cheltenham and he'd light up. He'd just love it. And I'd like to hope that this horse might be a little bit like that, that he sees Cheltenham, he sees 3 miles, a big handicap hurdle, and loves it. And I think 20-1, it's worth the chance that he might be just reawoken by the track. And it is, it's 6-1, 13-2 the field. An awful lot of people don't have much of a clue in this race, to be honest. And I think this horse is a fair each way price. And finally, the 3:50 on the Saturday is the Matchbook Betting Exchange Handicap Chase over 3 mile 1 furlong. Great to see Frodon back. Obviously, I like Frodon, to be honest. Let's call a spade, and he's put in some excellent performances over the years, winning the Ryanair, and he's lugged around some big weights in handicaps to win before, but he's lugging around a massive weight on Saturday, and I just think 3 mile 1. I'm dubious about his stamina. Add the weight to that, I'm just not sure it will work, to be honest. And again, I'm going to look down the field for an each way angle into this race, and I've tried to find one, and I've come down on Bob Mahler at 12-1 each way. Now, the only caveat with this horse is his record fresh isn't the greatest, but I'm going to take that risk. He won the Edinburgh National at Musselburgh last year over 4 mile 1. He then came down to this course and distance to finish 3rd in the Kim Muir, which was a very good effort, I must say, because Milan Native is a good horse and probably better than a handicapper, or certainly better than a Kim Muir horse. So I think that was a really respectable effort. He gallops, he stays, he runs very well. He runs the course and distance well. He won over course and distance back in April 2019 and obviously ran very well in the Kim Muir. As I say, the only thing putting me off this horse is the record fresh. His record fresh isn't brilliant, but I'm going to take the chance. I think that's factored into his price, and as a result he's around 12-1. Is it worth a go at 12-1? I think it is, and I'm just maybe a little bit dubious about some of those horses at the top of the market. So I'm going to take the bigger odds, and hopefully something might hit the frame or go on to win. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you are reading the article, that you enjoyed reading the article as well. And until next time, I really do hope you stay safe, stay well, and land a few bets. And of course, if you've any fancies for the showcase meeting, do make sure to put them down in the comments down below so we can all see and hopefully all back a few winners between us all. And until next week, hope you stay safe, and I'll see you guys then. Cheers.